Welcome to this series on mental and emotional health. I'm going to begin this video with a message of hope, and then I'll give an outline of the series. Hi, my name's Dave. If you're stressed out or going through a crisis, or if life just isn't working and you're not sure why, I just want to reassure you that there is hope. After years of struggling with anxiety and depression, unable to enjoy simple pleasures like relaxing or having close friends, I'm now so thankful to be enjoying a new life that I didn't know was possible. So, could this series help you? Well, I wonder, do you ever feel stuck on repeat? Do you ever notice negative patterns in your life or have problems in relationships which seem to pop up over and over again? Do you ever feel trapped by painful thoughts or emotions or habits, and any effort to change just seems to backfire? Well, if the answer is yes to any of these questions, I think the principles and practical tools that I'm about to share could make a real difference, like they did for me. Thanks to them, I can now appreciate everyday moments. I have more energy and mental space to properly engage with others, and the distress that used to dominate my thoughts and feelings is a thing of the past. This isn't about coping strategies or distractions or avoiding painful situations. I've experienced real, lasting change through structural changes that have happened in my brain. And change is possible for you too. So, what can we expect from this series? Well, it's set out in 5 chapters. In Chapter 1, Where Do the Problems Start?, we'll explore how unmet needs and unresolved pain from the past revisit us in the present. In Chapter 2, How Does the Mind Heal?, we'll explore 3 automatic processes which are already built into our brain that facilitate permanent change. Then in Chapter 3, What Goes Wrong?, we'll unpack what really goes on in our brain and in our experience that makes us suffer. We'll see that there are 2 main issues. The first is that unprocessed pain from the past revisits us in the present. The second issue is that our automatic response to pain in the present blocks those natural healing processes, resulting in all sorts of painful symptoms and disorders, like disorders of anxiety, depression, and addiction. In other words, pain from yesterday haunts us today, and then our reaction to today's pain adds more pain tomorrow. Then in Chapter 4, What Can We Do?, I'm going to offer a way to put into practice the process of change, which will free up those inbuilt healing processes which we looked at in Chapter 2. This process has proven to be effective both in the lab and in the therapy room. In a nutshell, it teaches us to respond to pain in the present differently so that our emotions work for us rather than against us. We'll learn that when we work with emotion constructively rather than automatically, the symptoms and disorders which impact our future gradually fall away, and unprocessed trauma from the past can be transformed. And this is not mind over matter. Viktor Frankl said that between stimulus, which are the thoughts, feelings, and events of life, and response, which is our automatic reaction to these events, is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and freedom. As we put into practice the tools offered in this chapter, we'll learn from experience that slowing down and reacting to pain intentionally in real time is at the heart of creating change. And finally, in Chapter 5, What's Next?, we'll look at how to make the most of our new life. All the keys that I'm offering in this series are grounded in brain science and in principles from across a range of therapies. And then I'll just list a bunch of therapies there. Now, very occasionally I'll use a sciencey word or a more technical term, but hang in there because these words will be useful as we go along. I also want to make it really clear up front that I'm not trying to sell anything or recruit you into some program or something. I don't care if you like or subscribe. I just know firsthand what mental and emotional suffering can be like. And so if this series helps just one or two other people, I'll be happy. I've also tried to keep the videos as short and sweet as possible. But if you're keen to find out more, you can always check out the section at the end of each video called Want More. You don't need to watch this section to get the benefits of this series, but it's there if you're curious. Before moving on, I also want to say how much I admire the groundbreaking researchers and practitioners whose work makes up the bedrock of this series. Their names are here. And a special nod to Dr. Tori Olds. The way she brings together and simplifies some of the most profound research is amazing. And finally, if you're working with a therapist, this series could be helpful as a supplement to what you're already doing. And if you're not, working with a skilled therapist who really understands what you need is the very best money you could spend. But if you're someone like I was who is struggling to access the right help for whatever reason, I hope these videos help bring to light the hidden things that are holding you back, and that the process of change offered in Chapter 4 brings about transformation, as I know that it can. Key points. Whatever your struggles with mental and emotional health, there is hope. Modern brain science and models of therapy from the last decade show that painful habits, disorders, and emotions can be changed because we can change the neural structures in our brain. Questions. Is there a recurring problem or habit in your life which you'd like to change? Are distressing thoughts and feelings holding you back? So if you'd like to triumph over a painful disorder or a habit, deepen your connection with others, increase your capacity for peace and joy, or if you just want to improve your overall well-being, then feel free to dive in because I think this series might be for you. I'll see you in the next video where we'll set the scene.